Hi everyone! Welcome sa channel natin. Ako nga pala si Janus ng Pinoy Techdad. Today, pag-uusapan natin sa wakas ang full review ko ng Xiaomi 13 Pro. Na by the way, lalabas itong Xiaomi 13 Pro officially globally and magiging available na rin dito sa Philippines by early March. So abangan nyo po yan, magiging 59,999 pesos yung starting price nito. And I know that's quite high, pero alamin natin kung sulit nga ba para sa presyo na yan. And by the way, I've been using the Xiaomi 13 Pro since December last year. So medyo matagal-tagal na po yung experience ko with this phone and I can tell you wholeheartedly kung maganda nga ba to or hindi. So alamin natin, starting with the performance. So with this phone, it comes with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 na upgraded na from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 from last year na Xiaomi 12 Pro. And it's a huge improvement, lalong-lalo na sa thermals. So thermals talaga ang number one selling point nito. I mean, the performance is still beastly. Grabe yung makukuha natin ang Antutu benchmark points. Lampas 1,200,000 ang Antutu benchmark points. Now, this phone feels much thicker kumpara dun sa Xiaomi 12 Pro and I hope yung thickness na yun, kasama dun yung better cooling system kasi napakaganda talaga ng performance nito pagdating sa gaming. Whether you're playing Mobile Legends, Call of Duty Mobile, or Genshin Impact. So kahit naka-highest graphical settings ka on this phone and 60 FPS, kahit long gameplay pang gawin nyo with Genshin Impact, okay pa rin yung thermals nito. So umaabot lang ng about 42 degrees Celsius ang nakuha kong hottest temperature sa Genshin Impact on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. And again, kung gusto mo pang mas cool pa dun yung temperature mo, you can use a fun cooler and I will link one in the description box para legit ang mabili mo. Now, another thing that you might overlook pagdating sa performance is yung storage speed. Meron tong UFS 4.0 but you have to take note na dapat ang kunin mong variant is the one with the 256GB of storage dahil yung lowest variant niya na may 128 storage is only UFS 3.1. Sobrang naging big deal para sa akin yung UFS 4.0 dahil napakabilis ng download speed niya pagdating sa Genshin Impact. Dahil alam naman natin na pag nag-install tayo ng Genshin Impact, aabutin ng about 20GB of file size ang kailangan yung ma-download and you need fast internet speeds as well as fast write speed sa memory nyo. That is where UFS 4.0 comes in handy dahil kinaya niya na bigyan ako ng about 20 MB per second na download speed. Mas mapapabilis talaga ang pag-download and install ng Genshin Impact dito. Lalong-lalo na kung nagka-copy rin kayo ng mga malalaking file sizes dito sa phone nyo. But aside from that, wala na kayong hihilingin dito pagdating sa performance. Now, when it comes to the software naman, the MIUI 14 is mostly stable and mostly magaan patakbuhin. There were a few times lang na nagkaroon ng bugs, but very minor lang naman. There were like 3 or 4 times na nagtanong if I wanted to close the MIUI or something. Basta yung system app niya gusto ko ba daw i-close. So, I just clicked OK and nag-reset lang yung system niya and that's it. And understandable at this point since bago pa lang yung MIUI 14. But if we're talking about software naman sa MIUI 14, of course, andyan yung may expect natin with the new widgets kung saan medyo may pagka-iPhone yung datingan. If you've been an iOS user, you would know na medyo familiar looking yung mga widgets nila na ginamit dito, lalo yung sizes. And particularly itong gallery feature na ginamit nila. It reminds me a lot of the iOS na gallery kung saan gagawan ka ng phone mo ng parang playlist or parang slideshow ng mga photos na kinuha mo from a particular period or from a particular location. Now, of course, hindi pa ito kasing ganda ng gawa ng iOS because that one, na-appreciate ko talaga na maganda yung pag-collate niya ng mga photos na pinili for the slideshow. But this is definitely a step in the right direction para magkaroon tayo ng ganitong feature sa isang Android device. And mamaya sa battery performance, pag-uusapan din natin kung gaano ka-power efficient nga ba yung MIUI 14 on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. But before that, pag-usapan muna natin yung display nito. Meron tong 6.7-inch na OLED display. LTPO na po ito and then meron tayong 120Hz refresh rate, 1 billion colors, all the bells and whistles pagdating sa isang flagship na device. And sobrang ma-enjoy mo talaga manood ng content dito, whether it's Netflix or whether Disney or kahit YouTube browsing lang ang ginagawa mo. Very clear and colorful yung display nito and dahil nga kaya nito hanggang 2K resolution mas sharp palalo yung details na makikita mo versus a typical 1080 na display. Super vibrant din ang colors ito, and of course you have infinite contrast, and black is truly black dahil OLED na yung display natin. And of course maasahan nyo na sobrang bright ng display nito. I think this is one of the brightest displays on an Android device. Meron tong 1900 nits of peak brightness. If you bring this outdoors, legible pa rin, makikita nyo pa rin if ever bright sunlight, and then magsa-selfie kayo, magvi-video kayo, this is still very usable as what I've experienced nung dinala ko to sa Bohol trip namin, and nagamit ko talaga ng todo yung selfie camera nito kahit na sobrang bright ng araw. Para naman sa protection, meron tong Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and meron pang screen protector na kasama na. However, meron pa rin isang feature na hindi ko pa rin mahanap until now, and that is the MMC, which is usually found in flagship devices ng mga Xiaomi phones. I don't know what happened to MMC. Tinry ko rin sa video toolbox and walang feature na ganon. Maybe in a future update, kaya nilang ilagay dito yung MMC, or maybe it doesn't need MMC anymore. But anyway, gusto ko lang i-point out yun sa inyo. Oh, and by the way guys, kung gusto nyo rin palang i-consider yung China ROM version na Xiaomi 13 Pro, it works well here in the Philippines at meron na rin siyang Widevine Level 1. Activated na rin yung HDR and Dolby Vision pagdating sa Netflix. Now after the display, pag-usapan natin next yung number one thing na sobrang panalo para sa akin pagdating sa phone na to, and that is the camera. Grabe yung camera nito, talagang tinodo na nila yung binuhos nila dito sa Xiaomi 13 Pro. Naka Sony IMX989 na sensor, the same sensor that they used with the Xiaomi 12S Ultra, 1-inch sensor. So talagang maganda yung night shots na makukuha mo dito, maliwanag pa rin. Hindi katulad ng mga sensors na madalas gamitin with the other phones na medyo mas maliit. And also, I appreciate na meron silang partnership with Leica. So, ito yung ibibida ni Xiaomi sa inyo pagdating sa presentation nila ng global release. Of course, maganda rin naman talaga kasi meron tayong picture profile options. Merong Leica Vibrant and the Leica Authentic. Para sa akin, mas okay yung Vibrant. Pagdating sa Authentic, medyo mas mataas yung contrast. Pagdating sa Vibrant, medyo mas mataas yung highlights or yung exposure. And speaking of exposures, siguro yun na yung pinaka-main complaint ko pagdating sa taking photos kasi medyo natataasan niya yung level ng highlights pagdating sa mukha ng tao. If maputi na yung tao, lalo pang puputi. Example, yung wife ko na sobrang puti na ng wife ko, papaputuin niya pa lalo. Tatandaan nyo pala guys na yung photos na makukuha natin with the Xiaomi 13 Pro are really post-processed. Kumbaga tinimpla na ni Xiaomi sa gusto nilang timpla na ipakita sa inyo. Next up naman yung selfie camera na to. I guess ito lang yung weakest point sa camera system ng Xiaomi 13 Pro dahil naka 1080p Full HD resolution pa rin tayo, and parang 30 frames per second lang yung naalala ko na video, and that is not something that I would want in a flagship phone, in a flagship device. However guys, if you love taking videos, this is one of the best options pagdating sa flagship devices. Sobrang stable ng mga videos na nakuha ko with the Xiaomi 13 Pro with a combination of EIS and OIS. Yung pinapakita ko sa inyong sample ngayon, that is inside of a car kung saan nilabas ko yung kamay ko sa bintana and sobrang mahangin. Normal po na takbo yung kotse. Pero tingnan nyo naman yung video natin. Hindi maalog, hindi nagsishake. Stable na stable pa rin at 60 FPS buttery smooth. Isa pa, ito, nasa kalesa kami. Umaalog-alog yan, but sobrang stable pa rin ng video. Para ka naka-gimbal na. Hindi mo na kailangan ng gimbal actually. Kailangan mo lang ng selfie stick and you're good to go sa pag-take ng videos. Hindi mo na problemahin na magiging mauga yung footage mo. Dito ako napahanga talaga, and if only meron tong 5x zoom, this would be my main phone. Kaso nga lang 3.2 times lang yung zoom niya, hindi talaga full 5 times zoom. So if that is a big deal for you, then medyo makukulangan kayo sa reach ng phone na to pagdating sa zoom lens niya. But if that's not a big deal para sa inyo, wala lang po problema. Maganda pa rin naman yung 3.2 zoom. At least meron, di ba? Hindi ko lang nagustuhan na automatic naka-zoom in na siya na 3.2 times pag portrait shots. Problema lang kasi dito is if malapit ka masyado sa subject mo, ayun, you will have to really back away para lang mas maganda yung kuha mo with the telephoto lens. So yun yung mga dapat yung tandaan sa camera nito. HDR adjustment, grabe, maganda. Flagship level po talaga tong phone na to. Wala na kayong hahanapin pa if you're looking for a great camera phone na kayang mag-take ng stable videos and sharp yung mga photos and high quality ang kalalabasan talaga. one of the best options tong Xiaomi 13 Pro, lalo na for the price na it's cheaper pa rin than the competition. Next up, yung battery life. Now, I don't have the full statistics, but I can tell you guys na ever since nag-back to office kami in January, talagang ginagamit ko siya as my hotspot sa office pag naka-laptop ako. Hindi ako nabibitin sa battery life kahit naka-hotspot siya all day with at least 3 devices na connected sa kanya na nagkakaroon ng mga notifications from Facebook, and ginagamit ko talaga ng todo yung data nito using my laptop. Solid pa rin yung battery life niya. Aabot pa rin ako sa bahay na meron pa rin at least 30% of battery or maybe at 20%. So hindi ko pa rin kailangan mag-charge in the office. So that's a full day in the office from 8 to 5 p.m. However, take note na binabaan ko nga lang yung signal niya to 4G. So, yun lang naman po yung catch doon. And speaking of 4G, meron na rin pala tong HD quality audio. So, pwede kayong mag-voice over Wi-Fi. Solid, napaganda rin po. Kung sakaling mahina yung signal sa bahay nyo, activate nyo lang yung voice over Wi-Fi. And pag may tumawag sa nyo using cellular signal, klarong-klaro yung voice, hindi nagiging choppy. So, yun po yung magandang solution. Lalo sa akin na humihina talaga yung phone signal inside of the condo. Pero sorry, na-sidetrack ako. Going back sa battery nitong Xiaomi 13 Pro, ma-recommend ko po talaga kung naghanap kayo ng battery efficient na phone. Lalong-lalo na pag na-lowbat naman kayo, sobrang goods din ang charging nito. Under 20 minutes, tapos na. As in, maraming beses ko ring na-appreciate yung fast charging nito na biglaang may lakad kami and nakalimutan ko palang i-charge yung Xiaomi 13 Pro. Saksak ko lang ng konti, about 10 to 15 minutes, goods na yung battery. And yung kasama palang charger dito is already a GAN charger. So, high quality po talaga yung charger na sinama nila dito. So ito yung gusto ko i-point out kanina, no, pagdating sa MIUI 14 and the battery performance. So hindi po masyadong resource hungry yung MIUI 14, at least from my 2 months of experience or almost 3 months of experience. Panigurado talaga na mapapansin nyo how efficient the battery is if you're gonna get this phone for yourself. Now, isa pa sa mga na-appreciate ko with the Xiaomi 13 Pro, lalong-lalo na dinala ko to the beach and to the swimming pool, is that meron tong IP68 na rating. Hindi po siya masisira agad kahit na binabad natin ng konti sa tubig. And I can definitely testify, guys, na hindi po masisira yung phone nyo kahit mabasa, dahil yung phone ko mismo, yung Xiaomi 13 Pro, nabasa siya dun sa crystal kayak na ginawa namin. Basang-basa po siya ng tubig dagat. Wala naman naging problema. Except of course na pansamantalang medyo humina yung speaker sound niya, which is normal naman pag napapasukan ng tubig yung speakers. But after a day, nawala naman na yung garalgal na tunog ng speakers ko, na ayos naman. And wala naman nakapasok na dust and sand sa phone ko, even though na matagal kami nag-spend ng time on the beach. Now, you might be thinking, wow, super perfect pala ng phone na to. Wala palang masyadong shortcomings. But of course, there are things na hindi ko naman masyado nagustuhan dito sa Xiaomi 13 Pro. And let's start with the speakers. So yung speakers ito, surprisingly, wala silang certification this year. Usually kasi meron silang certified by Harman Kardon. And kahit na hindi ko tanungin mismo si Xiaomi, I can tell you bakit walang certification to from Harman Kardon. Dahil mahina po yung speakers na to, especially yung top speaker. Here's a quick sample para lang marinig nyo for yourselves. And then lastly, baka maging big deal to para sa inyo. Yung notifications ko sobrang hindi on time. Minsan, nabasa ko na yung message, tsaka palang papasok yung notification ko from Facebook Messenger or minsan kahit sa email ko. Pero i-check nyo with your other favorite tech YouTubers and ask them about the notifications ng Xiaomi 13 Pro if they're getting their notifications on time. So again, this might be a big deal para sa inyo. Siyempre, notifications na yan eh. What if emergency yung message na kailangan nyo mabasa, hindi nyo mababasa on time? So maiinis lang kayo, magagalit kayo, baka may opportunity pa kayong ma-miss dahil dyan sa delayed notifications. And then finally, hindi ko gaano nagustuhan na madali lang ma-scratch yung sa part ng sa camera module as well as yung sa body ng phone na to. So papansin nyo, may mga scratches na agad yung phone ko after 2 months of using it. Ginamit ko talaga as a regular phone. So hindi ko po talaga parang binibaby. I used it as is. there you go. Those are the things na dapat nyo malaman sa Xiaomi 13 Pro. Now, if you're gonna ask me if this is something worth buying as a flagship device, I would say hell yes. Napakaganda ng device na to if you're looking for a flagship device na hindi kasing mahal ng mga Samsungs and ng iPhones. This is one of your top choices for this year. And again, I'm gonna swear by its video capability. Kung gumagawa kayo ng vlogs or kung gusto nyong gumawa ng travel videos, this is something that you can definitely use. Of course, with the warning na wag nyo lang to gagamitin pag masyadong dark yung scenes because phones are still not good enough to use pag masyadong problematic na yung lighting scenarios. So lahat po pala ng links kung saan nyo pwedeng mabili tong Xiaomi 13 Pro, ilalagay ko dyan sa description box and I hope nakatulong tong video na to para mapag-decide kayo kung bibili nga ba kayo ng Xiaomi 13 Pro or hindi. Anyway, kung gusto mo pang manood ng mga videos ko, andito po yung mga sulit phone recommendations ko. And then, andito naman yung usapang dead boot. So hanggang sa susunod, ako nga pala ulit si Janus ng Pinoy Techdad. Kita-kita ulit tayo.